Well, first at 6, the Alaska Corrections Department agreed to pay the family of an inmate $500,000 after his death in 2022. A lawsuit was filed against the department after 31-year-old James Ryder from Wasilla died by suicide in a Palmer jail. Ryder's family say he told staff he was having suicidal thoughts, but was moved to a cell by himself. Today, Alaska's news source heard from Ryder's ex-girlfriend who shares children with him. She says the money helps, but nothing can replace the loss of a father.
You know, I still see the kids' struggle, not having their dad there, not having that opportunity to know him and grow up, having a relationship. But hopefully this is a start to changes for the DOC.
And while a decision was made, it does not determine who was responsible or liable. The American Civil Liberties Union thinks Ryder's death may be part of a bigger problem for the state. They released a statement saying, while we are grateful for this outcome for Mr. Ryder's family, we continue to have significant concerns about the conditions of confinement in DOC facilities across Alaska. Last year, we saw nearly the same number of deaths in custody as we did in 2022, the year that Mr. Ryder died. Facilities are not getting safer, and Alaskans are paying the price for it with a ballooning state budget and their lives. We'll hear more from Ryder's ex-girlfriend as well as his brother tonight on The Late Edition. Well, the Marines are coming to the last frontier as Campaign Alaska kicks off with the goal of increasing its operational capabilities in the region. Senator Dan Sullivan announced the Marines will first conduct training exercises around the state to get troops ready for extreme cold and tough terrain. Now, after that, a permanent detachment of the 6th Air Naval Gunfire Liaison Company will be stood up at Joint Base Elmwood-Richardson, tasked with coordinating training and operations. Now, according to a Marine Corps press release, the campaign is part of a broader strategy that recognizes the Arctic as a growing focus in U.S. national defense.
They're rotational forces that are training but ready to deploy and go fight in a real-world contingency. And in my view, the reason I was bringing the Marines up here for years is saying there's no better place in the world. You get the great training, but you're also in a real strategic location. If the balloon goes up, you know, on the Korean Peninsula or something, we would be ready to deploy and fight from Alaska.
Now, while the presence of the Marine Rotational Force in Alaska will vary, the Supporting Arms Liaison Team will be providing consistent Marine Corps presence by fiscal year 2027. Today, Senator Sullivan also detailed a partnership between the military and private industry with the University of Alaska Fairbanks at the center. He announced a collaboration between the Pentagon and a defense innovation unit that's doing research in the Alaska's unique environment to develop and enhance military technology. Now, Sullivan says a lot of the research funding comes from the federal government. He says involvement from the private industry allows research to move as quickly as possible.
The military is saying we need these things very quickly. Well, there's a crosswalk between the needs and our ability to meet those needs at UAF. Where are they? They're in the drones, they're in the energy, they're in hypersonics, they're in the technologies, they're in the innovation sector. So we've had to identify those. Those have been identified. The next phase of the MOU is to actually bring teams from DIU and UAF together.
Now, specifics about what this partnership would look like to the University of Alaska and the state of Alaska weren't immediately available. For details, and expected to be hashed out this summer. Anchorage's cruise ship season officially started today, with visitors stepping off for the first time off that first ship, and they're ready to explore the city. Holland America's New Amsterdam ship is docked and expected to head back out tomorrow. It joins a list of other cruises set to make stops in the city. For some travelers coming from places in the lower 48, like Oregon and California, a stop in Anchorage is a return trip for them. They say Alaska keeps pulling them back.
Oh, gosh, we love coming to Alaska. It's so beautiful to see it from the ocean.
We like the wildlife, we like the scenery, and it's very relaxing on a cruise.
Full cruise ship calendar, that's on our website. And those visitors will be keeping an eye on the weather this weekend into Mother's Day on Sunday. Chief Meteorologist Melissa Fry joins us now with the forecast.
Yeah, Rebecca, we are seeing a little bit of rain pushing into South Central as we speak. Some gray skies, still beautiful nonetheless. Nice to see our visitors in town. But this is the view from Mount Baldy and Eagle River. That snow there on the hillsides, only about 2 weeks old at this point. And we are seeing those clouds getting a little lower as this rain pushes in from the south. Temperatures about 10 degrees below normal for this time of year at 43. We also still have fresh snow on the sides of the road in Fairbanks, also 43. 49 at this hour in Talkeetna with some blue sky trying to peek through. And Juneau, not bad, pleasant and mild, but a little chilly at 46 degrees. The radar sure, though, lighting up tonight as this rain pushes in from the south. Wet conditions in Prince William Sound and that moisture extending across the Kenai Peninsula into Anchorage and now into the valley. And that'll all continue to lift north and west overnight tonight. Looking at how temperatures have changed over the past 24 hours, you can see a big boost, some heat pushing into McGrath, 13 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. And we're seeing some of those warmer conditions along the western side of the state, up 6 degrees in Nome, Coldfoot up as well. But we're not seeing much of a change for Fairbanks, Anchorage, and down to southeast, especially for Juneau. Quite a bit cooler than this time yesterday. And the reason for that is that storm pushing in from the south. We will see additional rain pushing in overnight tonight across all of South Central, especially wet for Prince William Sound, Whittier, into Seward. And for Anchorage and the Valley, we'll actually get a bit of a break. Once we get through mid-morning, I do expect drier conditions for the second half of the week. I should say the second half of the day. When we look at the whole weekend, though, you can see that rain is back Sunday night. So make those plans for Saturday afternoon and evening or Sunday morning. Hopefully, you can get in between those showers. Rebecca, temperatures about where they have been. And I'll have a look at the rest of the weekend River Watch here in a few minutes.
Thanks, Melissa. Well, in the latest for the U.S. Senate race, former Congresswoman Mary Peltola says 4,500 people have signed up to volunteer for the Democratic challenger. Now, that comes after Peltola more than quadrupled Senator Dan Sullivan's first quarter earnings. Alaska's news source reached out to the Sullivan campaign for their numbers. They did not provide specifics, but said thousands have signed up to volunteer. For more on this story and the latest on the 2026 election, visit our website or mobile app.
Every part of our community is unique.
Armed with gloves and trash pickers, staff and volunteers with the United Way of Anchorage were out picking up trash today. From 1 to 3, this group covered several miles out in the Mountain View area as part of the annual citywide cleanup for Anchorage. The event spans through the month as volunteers work on cleaning up the mess left behind from winter. United Way says building a thriving community is part of their mission.
We're here in Mountain View. We've owned this building for a very long time. We've been a cornerstone of Mountain View, so it's our honor to pay back Mountain View neighborhood and by being out there and picking up the trash and cleaning up.
Now, this weekend, you can help clean during the 14th annual Ship Creek Spring Cleanup. That starts at 11:30 outside of the Bait Shack. Well, they may be some of the cutest things on 4 legs. Take a look at the Denali National Park Puppy Cam. The 24/7 live webcam is attracting viewers from all over the world. The 5 adorable sled dog puppies are from a litter born in the park on March 30th. Right now, they love to nap, but they also love to play.
Every single day, they're learning something new and they're building their confidence. And that's been really fun to watch.
Now, the kennels at Denali National Park will be open to the public 7 days a week starting May 15th. If you'd like to take a peek at the puppies, we have a link to that webcam on our website.
Thanks for listening. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcast from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.